Good evening, everyone. Dani and
Hello.
Laura here with DoubleBookedCo. Tonight, we are doing some reading sprints for our August book club book, which I can't believe it's August. Can you believe it's August?
No.
No. I can't believe summer's almost over. I feel like summer just started.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. But the nice thing about this month's book is it's really short.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's nice. And I do believe if you're looking to read is it Women in Translation?
Yep.
Because that is this month's theme. I mean, it's Women in Translation Month. So if you are trying to read anything like that, this would fit the bill.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, excited. Don't forget, the poll is up for our September books as well. So if you haven't already voted in our community tab, that will end on, it looks like I have it set for the 16th. So you have until the 16th to vote. It's between three books that are, what would you say the genre is for them?
It's historical fiction, but it doesn't have to do with the American Civil War.
Okay, sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, it looks like it's a battle between two of those books. So it'll be exciting to see which one wins.
Mm-hmm.
But that is in our community tab, so feel free to jump over there if you haven't already. Want to say hello. Looks like Cool Gamers in the house, as well as our friend Allie. Grown and just born. Yeah, I'm sure you can hear my son in the other room. He is happiest when he is with mother attached to her, really, is the real thing. But we all need a break sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like Andy's here as well. Oops, that's where those stickers went.
Nice.
Hanging upon the couch with my granddaughter. Hope she falls asleep. Since fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is she getting induced, or are you just hoping that she's going to be born on her due date? Hi, Kim. How are you doing? Oh, I'm guessing she's at the hospital. That's why you have your granddaughter. Oh, that's exciting! Yay! I hope all goes well. I know that is I've had two completely different experiences. So, depending on which one she has, I hope it's the second one I had because my son's delivery was way easier. So, yeah. But yeah, so this month's book, August, if you're reading with us, is Tove Jansson's The Summer book. If you are looking at it in an audio version, it's like 4 hours, 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
How many pages is it for you, Laura?
The book's in the other room because I'm prepared. But I think it's like 170, maybe, something like that. I mean, that's 100 pages.
Not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no!
Oh, man. Hope everything...
Oh, no. We hope it is not a C-section. That
Yeah.
doesn't sound fun at all. Oh, man. Oh, well, hopefully everything goes well. And months from now, a year from now, weeks from now, it'll just be all in the past.
Mm-hmm.
It's terrible when you're going through it, but beside that, it's all good. Okay, well, due to my son crying, I'm gonna go and get him. So let's go ahead and jump right into a reading sprint. I will find a ASMR page to listen to. Is there any? Do you have any? What are you thinking? Should we do something with water? What do you think?
Yeah, if you can find like a summer thing.
A summer one? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. Yes, thank you, Allie. Yeah. Just want a healthy baby,
Right.
Mom. Absolutely. That's the most important thing. Okay, so let's go ahead. Yeah, let's jump into a sprint. It's 05 right now, so let's do a 25-minute sprint. So we'll go right to the 30.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put up a banner for us all. I'll mute ourselves and get us going on a nice summer-themed background for us to enjoy.
I'm going to be starting a different book, reading a different book.
Oh, I'm sorry. And yes, I'm getting so distracted by my son. Please let us know in the comments what you'll be reading.
Yeah, I have 60 pages left in this, so I'm trying to finish this tonight if I can in sprints. And if I do, hopefully I'll start our book. But I really want to finish the thing. So
yeah,
I'm starting with this.
Yeah, I'll be reading our book here on audio, so you'll see me put my headphones in. But yeah, in the comments, let us know what you'll be doing. Maybe you're not even reading. So sorry to jump the gun on there. I'm just, I'm hearing him cry, and I'm just like, I gotta go. Sounds good.
Yep.
Okay. Well, that is our first sprint.
How'd it go?
Good. I was able to get, it's like 10% in. And it's set up, the chapters are very short, but they're like, just snippets of life. They're not really like tied together in a narrative, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
But it's nice because it all revolves around this like summer island, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm gathering.
Yeah.
But it's with the grandmother and the granddaughter, so you kind of have two different perspectives, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't gotten too far into it, so all the chapters are like titled too. So my guess is before our live discussion, I might have to like listen to this again just to like get a better grasp of like proper questions that would make sense for our discussion. But it's kind of reminding me of Frederick Bachman's Tell Your Grandmother I Said I Was Sorry, I think is what it's called, the book. That one is a narrative, but it's very similar in my head. Like, I don't know if anybody has read that. If you have, let me know if I'm off base, but I love that book. I gave that book 5 stars. But the grandmother in here is very reminiscent of what I recall from that book. And the dynamic between the two generations. So yeah, no, it's decent. It's a change of pace from what we're normally reading, which is nice.
Yeah.
But did you finish the book that you were reading?
No, I've got half of it read, the half that I had 30 pages done. So I read an essay about so Samantha Irby. She is my age essentially. And it's like she is my brain. Like I feel like I am Sam. Only I'm not Black, I'm not a lesbian, I'm not like I don't live in Michigan, but like I just feel like I relate to her so much. I think she's very funny, but she's extremely frank about sex and body stuff and like 90s hip hop and all this stuff. Like I love Sam. So I read a essay about pooping while on book tour, one about her marriage to her wife, one about when her mom died and trying to like contact her brother. Samantha was born when her mom was 40 and she had MS, and all of her other siblings from her mom and dad are like where they were in their 20s when she was born. So she doesn't know any of them. They don't know her, but trying to find her brother, who's the closest in age to her, like in current day, even though she hasn't seen him since her mom died in like 1983. And this essay I'm in now is about how to look cool in front of teens, which is basically you can't. But yeah. Yeah. So
unless you're buying them like alcohol, you cannot look cool in front of teens.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The thing that made me chuckle is she was talking about like middle-aged clothing. Like, what am I supposed to do? I have to wear elastic waist because I'm fat. I need to pull my pants down quickly because I have no bladder control. Like, I'm always cold. I'm also always hot. So I have to have a 3/4 length shirt. And like, I have to have a jagged hem, like a shark bite hem to like disguise that my fat rolls that are so gross. And like, everything has to be easy to wash because I'm not ironing anything. And yeah, very relatable. So anyways, yeah, very happy to have read this. And I think I'll probably finish in the next sprint. So yeah. Good times.
Cool. Well, it looks like we have a couple of people that are starting our book. So Andy is starting summer book. She read Trust for the BookTube prize cover to cover today.
Wow. That's a big book too. That's impressive.
Wow. Allie's reading Time Shelter. That is part of the Booker. Oh, it was a recent Booker winner. I'm trying to get this part of this was.
Be promiscuous.
Yeah, do what you can.
Yep.
Yep. Nope, she can't say. Hush, hush.
Yeah.
Oh, you're never late. You're able to join whenever you feel is right. We're going to start the summer book. Very nice.
Awesome.
Let's see here. I have 2 left to read. Oh, I keep hearing a lot about that Demon Copperhead.
That's also chunky.
Yeah. Is that the Barbara King's lover? Yeah. I feel like that was like set to win a lot of things. But I feel it's because she's like a popular author. She's got quite a few books, doesn't she?
Yeah, probably like 20 or something.
Yeah, I thought so.
She's been writing since the 80s.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I love that my grandmother... Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Sometimes I say things and I'm like, am I completely off base here? Mm-hmm. So it's nice that someone else is thinking the same thing too. And I think, which my audiobook corrected me, it's Tove.
Yeah, Tove.
You say the name.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Which is like Ove a little bit. Like you see it, you want to say Ove, but it's Ove. And then as I was saying it, I was like, oh yeah, Fredrik Backman is Swedish. And I think this author is Swedish.
I think she's Finnish, but yeah.
Oh, yes, Finnish. You know, it's all the same to me.
I know. No, I know. She was born in Finland's Swedish-speaking minority. So,
yes.
Yeah.
So maybe similar upbringing is what I'm kind of getting at there.
What do you think?
Need to add that book to my list.
Oh.
Yeah. It sounds good.
I like her a lot. She's got, I think.
It is always fun to see her books. Yeah, we need to encourage Laura to get back on BookTube. I mean, I'm one to talk. I haven't been on there for a while, but Laura, you always have a lot of nice things to say, and there's always a lot of really good books that come from your videos. So, yeah.
And I'm in my bedroom now trying to get a better connection. I hope it's been better.
Oh, yeah. I haven't seen any freezing at all.
It's cut out twice for me. And I was like, I think I closer. My internet box is right behind that TV. Like, I can't be any closer. So if it's bad here, like, I'm out. Like, I can't do anything else. So, yeah.
Allie, yeah, I think you're correct. I think it just won the women's prize. What? What is that? What are you talking about? Did I miss something? Oh. You know, speaking of annoying things, which we weren't, it's really annoying that he will not cry with anyone. It's like going to be the bane of my existence for the next year. I just don't get it. Like, I'm not that cool. Believe me, I'm not.
And also, you are close to where he is. Like, you're not in the same room, but like, you're not far either.
I know, but I'm not talking very loud.
No.
And there's an air conditioner running in that room and the dining room, so he should have some kind of like muffled something or other. But Dad's changing his diaper right now, so hopefully that'll help. Anywho, so during your chatting sprint, something less annoying. Who is going to be watching Only Murders in the Building?
Yeah,
that just came out today.
It was today.
Today.
Okay. All right. Well, I know what I'm doing tomorrow.
Freaking love that show, and the fact that Paul Rudd is in it. Like
Mm-hmm.
when I saw the season finale last season, and he was like in the last like 5 seconds, I was like, I have to wait like what? How long? What? And then since then, you know, seeing that Meryl Streep is in it as well, gonna have to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
But it stinks because it's not like the whole season's there, so it's like you have to wait for every episode, like regular TV. But I'm really excited.
Mm-hmm.
Really excited.
Me
I
too.
love that show.
Danny, you know this, but for everyone else, I bought my mom a Fire TV stick. She just got wireless internet at her house. I mean, she's not Amish. It was always like plugged in before though, so she has wireless finally. So I bought her a Fire TV stick on Prime Day, and yesterday we spent a bunch of time like I had accounts for her on all of my stuff, so she can watch Netflix now and Hulu and like HBO Max. I have too many things, like she can watch them all now. So last night she watched Jack Ryan on Prime. She started that, and she started watching something on Netflix. I forget what it was, but then I saw her today, and her eye is getting better, by the way. Danny, I know we were talking about it yesterday. But she's like, have you seen Only Murders in the Building? Doesn't that start soon? And I'm like, yes, it's really good. You're going to love it. The thing is, she doesn't have Hulu yet for me because I couldn't log in. So she can't watch it yet, but she's like really annoyed. And I'm like, well, Bob's Burgers is on that too. She's like, damn it, Laura. Sorry for swearing. She's like, why can't you figure this out? And I still don't know what it is. So yeah, I have to get that soon because she really wants to watch Only Murders, and it's so good.
So good.
Mm-hmm.
I love that show.
I did. I thought, oh, I'm sure it's fine, but like it really is fun.
I know, and that's what I was thinking too. Like, you know, like Selena Gomez, like what kind of show is this? But I love Steve Martin and Martin Short, so I'm like, well, I'll give it a chance. I watched the entire first season in like a day.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was obsessed, and then the second season I had to literally watch like as the episodes were coming out. This kid. Anywho, so I'm excited for this now third season because it looks like, you know how it is with shows, like when they start they're like really primitive and it's like just putting their toes in the water, you know, like, oh, is this gonna work out? And then it has its like next season it's a little bit better, and then like once it's like those 2 seasons are like awesome, then it's like they just hit the ground running. And I'm excited for this third season because I bet it's gonna be really good. It's gonna be really good. I think the best thing when you see new shows, especially shows like this, is if the writing is good, like, and you can't figure it out, that's where it's at.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't want to give anything away in case anyone hasn't seen anything, but in the first season, I had a really hard time figuring out because there were just so many patsies and so many red herrings, and it was like so many different things happening that you're like, wait a minute. And then you're trying to like remember things from like a couple episodes ago, and then like you find out like there's a lot more going on than just the one thing, and then so it's just good. It's just good. And I think the second season, like you always think, is it as good as the first season? I don't know. To me, they just blend together because I watch them so close together. But I think this one will be interesting. This one will be good.
I like. There's like little twists every episode too, like about the building or something about like someone's background.
Yeah.
What, you know?
I like that about second season. Like it was really like talking about the building, which was cool. Yeah. I'm not ignoring your comments here, Allie. I see you're admonishing yourself. I get it. And yeah, murder is in the building, but it's like they're a podcast of only murders in the building. It's silly. So Kim, yes. So it's about these two guys who are kind of like at the end of their careers kind of thing, like they're old hat, and this young woman who live in this old building in New York City. and there's a murder that happens in the building, and Steve Martin plays a washed up actor who used to play a on TV detective, and Martin Short is like an old director of Broadway, like off Broadway.
I think he tried Broadway, didn't go well. Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't go well. And then Selena Gomez plays a like, I want to say artist, but really just trying to find herself. She's living in her aunt's apartment, and they somehow end up being a group of people who, the reason why they even meet up is there's like a fire drill, and they find out that they all like the same podcast, which is a true crime podcast. And then this murder happens, and through some craziness, they're like attached to it in some way. So they're trying to solve this murder, but they're putting it into a podcast to kind of like reinvent themselves, I guess you could say. And in every episode, obviously they're in the building where this has happened. So the murderer is in the building. So they're trying to like solve this murder whilst being pursued by the murderer potentially. And then there's like crazy chaos that happens like throughout the entire season, just because all of the other characters, like the other tenants and stuff, are kind of crazy.
Yeah, they're all
There's a lot of stuff that happens. Like Sting is in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, it's on Hulu.
Yes, and it's on Hulu. Yep. It's a Hulu original. So you'd have to have Hulu in order to watch it. It's not streaming on anything else, I don't think.
Right.
So yeah. Okay. Well, I should probably save my husband. So let's start another sprint. It's 47, so let's pretend that it's already to 50. We'll do another 25, so that is quarter after.
Sure.
Perfect. Are you going to be still reading in your essays?
Yep.
Perfect.
Yep. Hopefully I'll finish it this time.
Awesome. Oh, good. Kim has Hulu. Perfect. Yep, it's on there. It's really good show. Awesome. Okie dokie. I will get us all set up here then. How'd you do?
Good. I finished Quietly Hostile and I read 3 essays in the summer book. How'd you do?
I'm 15% in.
Nice.
I am currently in the chapter called Bernice. So, and I have all 3 of our orders packaged. I just need to print out their labels.
Nice.
So, yeah. How did everyone else do? I also got my son to sleep, so that was good.
Good.
So, cross my fingers. This is him sleeping now. Because he'll sleep now until 10:30, 11 probably. Get up again, and then he'll sleep again. Hopefully. We're still in that, obviously waking up a ton.
Mm-hmm.
But I think my daughter didn't. I think she started sleeping through the night like 3 months. So I'm not like, it takes a while yet. So, but I'm hoping he's similar and will sleep through the night around 3 months. Because that'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would be cool. Let's see here. Allie. Got confused that you meant the internet one, then I realized. Yeah. She's talking about Andy's comment about Granddaughter finally out back to reading.
Oh,
She
yeah.
went like asleep. I've read 11% to reach 35 in the book. Very good. Yeah, I think Laura and I were talking about this the other day, but like I have not been reading much at all this month or last month. I mean, obviously, I've been a little bit busy, but I wish I was able to read a little bit more.
Yeah.
Just because I do enjoy it, but yeah, it's just been hard. And I really just haven't been in the mood. I've just been more in the mood to like, when I do have some time, I just like stare at the TV. I've been watching the old episodes of Kitchen Nightmares, which I just got through them all. So, although I didn't start at the beginning, I started in season 5, which I think it only went to 6 seasons. So I only watched 2 seasons of it, but sometimes I don't like going all the way to the back, like to the beginning, because those are usually the really bad ones that are like really nasty, and I just can't imagine. Ugh.
Yeah.
So I watched that show when it first came out, like on regular TV, and I was like, oh, I can't believe these people could operate. I mean, isn't that what the health inspector is for? Like,
Right.
it's nasty.
It reminds me of that Bob's Burgers, because I never really watched Kitchen Nightmares. I'm not a big reality TV person, but the one when Hugo takes Bob along with him for the day to like go to restaurants, and that new restaurant's going to open. It's like wraps or something, and there's like chicken just on the counter for like hours, and like and the guy's like, "Oh, it shouldn't be stored there." Like, what are you talking about? Oh, okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I feel like they're relaunching that show. I feel like I heard that somewhere, is that they're relaunching the show, which would make sense because now with the issue of COVID, really shutting down a lot of the industry,
Mm-hmm.
I could see that being a huge piece of a revamp. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was looking, because, a lot of us do this where when we're watching something like that, then we'll like look it up on the internet to like see, oh, is this place still open? Only 16% of the restaurants that were on that show, which was 77 restaurants, only 16% of them are still open. Isn't that insane? Like, I think it's the first 3 seasons, none of them are open.
Wow.
Yeah.
When was that on TV?
In the early 2000s.
Okay.
So, like, not even the early 2000s. The ones that I was watching, it was like 2012 and 2013.
Okay.
So, if it was on for 7 seasons, 7 years-ish, depending on when their seasons were, basically the teens.
Wow.
Or, like, the early knots teens.
Mm-hmm.
It is. And I didn't realize they had a UK version, but I don't know where I would have access to watching that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, and here's my thing. Like, obviously, watching it and reading up on it a little bit, I understand that what we see on television is Gordon Ramsay coming into these restaurants, and the diners that are there are basically looky-loos wanting to see Gordon Ramsay. So that's why, like, cause I'm like, if they're not doing so well, then why are there all these people here? Like, obviously you're making money from them, but not make sense. Like, so during filming, basically what's happened is everyone finds out they're going to be filming there, so they go to eat, which I would not do that, especially before the relaunch, because you're eating whatever nasty something is bad happening.
Yeah.
But anyway, so they're not really your regular customers. They're just people who want to be part of this craziness, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the relaunch happens, and same thing. You have people that the show has basically invited in, or it's been advertised, so you get a bunch of people. So, like, then it's like crazy. And I don't know if you've ever worked in the restaurant industry,
mm-hmm.
or if anybody in the comments has, but, like, man, when you're in the weeds, it's hell. And for a restaurant like this or like on the show, to be doing something one way for so long and then all of a sudden switch it up, and then the entire dining room being full, like the way it is on the show, I mean, it's mayhem. But anyway, it makes me think, like, okay, so when the cameras are gone, as a community, like, okay, yeah, are you going to start going to that restaurant now? Because in my thought process, I'm not going to that restaurant because Ramsay's not there anymore. So they could just be doing what they were doing a week ago, and I'm not about to be doing that. So I don't know how they would expect to have any of these restaurants open after, like, literally airing your dirty laundry. Like,
Yeah.
that you don't care about sanitary conditions or good food.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'd be like, I want to see your walk-in before I eat anything that you provide me. But yeah, 16%. So I think it was like 12 restaurants of the 77 that he visited of the US version. Crazy. Oh my gosh, Allie, shut your mouth.
Yeah.
He is. However, I was reading, so my husband can't stand him either. And I feel like he's starting to, like, turn a little bit, like, that he might enjoy him, because obviously I watch, like, anything that Gordon Ramsay is in. Except a few of his, like, one-off shows. Like, I don't watch The F Word. I don't watch Kitchen. What's the one where it's his restaurant?
I don't know.
It's like the one that really got him famous in the US. Hell's Kitchen or something like that. That one's weird to me because they're always doing the same thing, so I don't watch that one. But, like, I watch MasterChef. I watch this new one, Food Stars, which is terrible. I don't think it'll be picked up for a second season. Next Level Chef, like, anything that Gordon Ramsay is in, I will watch it. But yeah, because he's mental, and my husband can't stand that either. So I definitely hear you about that, Allie. However, as I was looking up in these kitchen nightmare things, they mention in there that what you see on television is not the way he really is in real life. They're like, he is super nice, like he really cares about everybody, like he really has like, one-on-one in like heart to heart conversations with you, and like, so like what we see on TV isn't always like, which I get, but like that's the persona you want the world to see. There's got to be some truth to it, right? Because I mean, he sure does use the F word a lot, which I enjoy. I mean, I use the F word a lot, but I could see how you would not like him, Allie. Plus, you probably like were neighbors with him or something growing up, so I could see how that would be an issue.
The only show of his I have seen any bits of, because again, I don't like, I'm not a big reality TV person, but I don't like watching really angry people. Like that's not enjoyable to me at all. So yeah, I just never watched him. But there's a newer, I mean, I don't know how new it is because I don't know how new it is on, I think it's on BritBox. But like he seems to be cooking in his house, like just for his family. It's like just him cooking at home.
Oh yeah.
He seems like so calm and chill. And I'm like, I just saw a clip on YouTube one time and I was like, oh, he's like a person. Like this feels like not a fake persona, whatever.
Yep.
I watched some episodes and I did like that, but
I think that's from a while ago because I think all of his kids are grown now.
Mm-hmm.
If it's the same one that I saw, there was an episode where, because they have like a little hobby farm,
Mm-hmm.
and they had to go and get one of the turkeys or something, because I think he was making a turkey dinner, like he was doing like an American Thanksgiving, and they had to get like one of his chickens or something. I don't even know. And the kids were like, "Oh, we're gonna kill a turkey, okay." And it's just funny because it's like they eat a lot of what they take care of, which a lot of kids, that's their pet. But they're all pretty like, let's go, which is great because that's what you want to be. But yeah.
Yeah, it was a different show then because it was just him by himself in the kitchen, like that, just like a single camera,
I feel like that's on Hulu. I feel like I've seen that, like very Jamie Oliver-esque.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's way more mellow in that too. Yeah. I think in the F word too, he's pretty mellow because it's not, I think that one's just like talking about like food and everything. It's not where he has to yell at people. I don't know. I don't even know how that like sprang up. I know I watched something where it talked about his like how he got into the kitchen and everything, like, because I mean he really started as like a dish boy and everything, but yeah, I like him. I do. I'm gonna come back to that. Hi, Sarah. Nice to see you. Yes, you and I agree very much. So, yeah. He is very loud.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, I don't know who that is, Jeremy Clarkson.
He was on Top Gear for a long time, and now you probably know him. He's got Clarkson's Farm. Season 2 came out recently on Amazon Prime. I do enjoy Jeremy Clarkson in a weird way, and like the way that like your uncle that you totally disagree with, but like you still find like appealing in a way,
Yeah.
He's sort of like that, but I haven't, since the first episode of like his farm thing, I haven't watched anything else, and I'm kind of like, I'm done with it.
Allie, shut up. He went to a cooking class with Gordon Ramsay, or was it just like his master class thing?
Wow. Aunt, that's gotta be expensive as heck.
That's crazy.
You're a good aunt.
I want you to be my aunt.
Yeah.
But anywho, Allie asked an even more important question than Gordon Ramsay. But what's your mom reading?
She is reading. She reads way more than I do. She, gosh, she just read this book, On Court and Death, the newer.
Oh,
It's like the 54th or 58th book in the series.
so many in that series. So many.
Didn't write it down. So she just finished that. She is reading a standalone Gothic fiction right now, like the something of Gilded Manor, something or other. She's reading Minnie Driver's book of essays. She really likes that. She loves Minnie Driver. She is reading like a nonfiction book, I think about a snail. And she is also recently finished part of a series that we both read. What is it called? One of the Shetland Island books by Anne Cleves. Reading quite a bit.
Just a quick yes, Jess, we'll be here. You go take care of those babies, those pretty little girls. I hear you. Mine thankfully has stayed quiet, so I put him in the farther room, so hopefully he's down for the count. Those J.D. Robe, so Nora Roberts, that's her other series or whatever, the Death series or whatever. I was like, I really was into Nora Roberts a lot in my early 20s, and I would say like 10 years ago, maybe not 10 years ago, I think maybe we were living in this house, so let's just say 7 years ago. I was like, I'm going to start reading these books because I like Nora Roberts so much. So I'm like, I need another series to read. I'm going to start reading these books. So I went and I got the first one at the library and I read it and I was like, do I really want to do this? Like, and this is a commitment. This is a commitment. And I was like, I'm not really attached to these characters at all. And it seems like it's supposed to be like crime, but then it's romancy kind of too. But it's like, I don't know. I couldn't get into it. Have you read that at all?
Yeah, I read the first 3. This is the entire series on my shelf. This is triple stacked because my mom has read all of them, clearly. And she every time I bring it up, she's like, damn it, why aren't you reading more of these? I'm like, I have other stuff to do. Yeah. She gets mad at me for not reading and watching the things that she's reading and watching, essentially. It's not real mad, it's fake mad. But yeah, I read the first 2 or 3, actually. This is the one I have to read next, Rapture and Death. And it is number 4. So I read the first 3. And I really liked the series a lot. I loved it. Like,
does it maybe get better after the first one? I mean, obviously
they're mysteries. I mean, they're crime. Yeah. But I really liked the first one, and I liked the second and third a lot too. So
maybe it just didn't hit me right at that time. Maybe I was reading something else that I wanted to read more or something. Maybe I have to listen to them on audio.
Yeah, they're supposed to be really good on audio.
Yeah. So. And I remember, I feel like, because it's a female main character who's like the investigator, detective, and then she like is working with this guy who she thinks is possibly the culprit, and they have like chemistry. Isn't like he's like into technology or something?
Yeah, Rourke.
Yeah, I really liked him. I remember I had chemistry with him.
Hard not to have chemistry.
So I was kind of like, girl, you need to get over it. Like,
yeah.
I feel like the reason is because I could not like relate to the main character, and that's a lot for me when it's a female main character. Like, I feel like she was just too. I feel like I remember her being too, like, needing to prove herself is what it was that I didn't like about her. Like, I just wanted her to just be normal. Like, just do what you need to do. Don't, like, constantly have to be, like, up in arms about everything.
I know
maybe that's what it was. Because that's one of my biggest pet peeves with female lead characters.
Yeah, I think she had to be in New York because it's so different and it's so much. There's so much more rundown and so like it's so scrappy and stuff. Like you really have to do anything in any part of your life. You really have to fight for it or be born into massive privilege and wealth. And she isn't, so she gotta fight for everything, including stuff for work. So yeah, I get that.
So I'm having an issue with the writing, is what you're saying.
I don't know. And really, try it again. I mean,
I think I should. I think I should, because obviously I'm a different reader now as opposed to 7 or 10 years ago. So I might have to try that again.
You're older now. You're probably close to the age she is in the books when they start.
Yeah.
I think she's like a close to 40 or something. So
yeah,
maybe that'll help too.
I'll have to try it.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I always see those at the thrift store, and I'm like, I should really start reading those damn books.
And thank you for asking.
Yes, thank you, Allie. Always asking the right questions. It was a real in-person. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'd die.
Yes, that was it. Sound of a World Style Eating. Yes, see? You guys both know this book. That's hilarious. Oh, the Vera series is so good.
Is that a mystery?
Yeah, Brenda Blethyn
I think I've always wanted to see that show, and it's on like BritBox or something, which I don't have.
It's so good. Oh my god, it's amazing.
I just can't buy another streaming service.
Yeah, I don't like the books as much. And the first one, I was telling people not to read because Vera doesn't show up for like 300 pages. She's just not even mentioned anywhere, right? I read it like 2 years ago. And I've read the second one now, and the third, I think. And I like them a lot better. But the TV show, I just love Brenda Blethyn so much. And everyone on the show is great. Aiden's great. Kenny is great. Like, Mark is great. I love Jack. Like, it's fabulous.
Do you ever find it odd that in most cases we're always talking about TV shows during our reading sprints?
I know. It's easier to watch TV than read a book. And like, I don't know. Faster. Vera is an hour long. We can talk about that versus a 400-page book. Maybe you're not to number 5 in the series or whatever it is. Yeah, I know.
My goodness.
Well,
I did start trying to read that E.L. James, The Mister, or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did it. I have it downloaded in ebook from Hoopla. And I tried to start reading it the other day, but I was reading it on my phone, which, if I'm sure you know, it's like you get like 10 sentences on each page. So it's so fragmented that it was just really giving me a headache. So I don't even know what I read, but I think what I'll do is I'll get my e-reader out and try it again.
Yeah.
But other than that, I haven't done any reading other than our book club book stuff, but it's been tough. So I watch a lot of TV. So that's what I have to talk about is TV.
I am pumped for Garb August this month and for Shorty September next month, though. Like, I've got my stuff picked up for September, and for Garb August, at least I didn't see like a big bingo card like they had last year. It's like a prompt a week, and the last week is just read whatever you want. So nice. I'm kind of get with that a little bit if I can. So I'm working on a Harlequin romance, not like that's the line is called just romance, working on one of those. And then this week is to read, I think, something from Paperbacks from Hell, that book by Grady Hendrix, or Vintage Smut. And I'm trying to read a William Johnston horror novel. That's Paperbacks from Hell. It's not going so well so far. And next week I forget what it is, but so I'm trying to do that and like get myself back into reading and force myself, because I'll just watch cleaning episodes on YouTube like forever.
Yeah. Andy has a question for you.
Okay. I recommended it last year. I hope I still have it up here. Let's see. I'm not. Oh wait, maybe I do. So this is obviously my bedroom. So this short shelf here, you can see this here. This is my series. So books that have 3 or more of in a series are on here. It's double and triple stacked. And this is like favorites I've already read. This J.D. Robb series. And then my other favorite books are like down here. Also double stacked because I have a problem. And let's see. Maybe it's downstairs. Really watching, isn't it? Yeah.
While you're doing that, Allie mentioned that the only show she's watched in the last several months is The Shining Girls. Liked it, but it's probably a bit violent for some.
Mm-hmm. This is hard to find, Andy. If you want to meet in person, I know we live not too far. I will lend you this book. So let me know.
I think she'd be like, I just want to meet. Like, let's have coffee or tea or whatever. Let's have water.
So this is like not very well known. Here's the cover. Through No Fault of My Own by Coco Irvine. And it's a real life diary of a 12-year-old girl in the 1920s in Minnesota. 1926. She was given a blank diary as a Christmas gift. And like, so there's an introductory that tells about her life a little bit. And then it's her diary through 1927. And she is a spitfire and full of it. And her parents have money for sure. She's also pretty sassy. I don't know. I just think it's adorable. So the actual diary that's published is like 67 pages. And then at the end, you see a bunch of pictures of her. So it's really historical. I mean, it's so great. I just love it so much. This is published by University of Minnesota Press. So this is my favorite for Shorty September. With the pictures and everything, this book is 84 pages. So this is my like favorite pick because like no one knows about it and it's so cute. And she is a spitfire for sure. So there you go. Do you guys have Shorty September picks?
Me?
Yeah. Any shorties you like to read?
No, I do not participate in Shorty September. I don't participate in a lot of things. I don't know why I'm on BookTube. The only short stories I can think of, and I have read a lot of short stories because a lot of the classes that I took, we had to write and read short stories. Mm-hmm. But the only ones that I can really recall are like Brokeback Mountain, which is an excellent short story, by the way. I think it's like 50 pages long. It's so good. Mm-hmm. And the movie is great too, but like the short story is really good. And they really did a nice job of the adaptation. I think that's by Anne Proulx. 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 And Shawshank Redemption, Stephen King. That's really good. Again, the adaptation is like spot on. Other than like the main character, Morgan Freeman is actually like an Irish guy in the short story, but he's way better. So yeah, I don't read a lot of short stories. The only other one that I would say is actually it's a compilation of short stories, which is Dennis Johnson's Jesus Son.
Oh yeah, you've talked about that before.
That's like that's like one of my all-time favorite like writings, and people always question me on that because they're like, it's not that good. I'm like, I don't know. When I read it, I literally like it. Just I'm afraid to reread it because I don't want that feeling to go away. But that just hit me in that moment of my life. So
right time.
Yeah, so that was always really good. But yeah, no, I don't really read short stories at all, unless I have to.
Oh, it's just short books. It's not necessarily short stories. It's
just sure. I don't know. I don't really read short books or novellas that I can recall.
Yeah.
Those London Lovett books are pretty short.
They are. Yeah, they are.
And those are good. I like the two that I read.
Yeah, they would qualify. I think the print copy of is like 100 and...
Yeah, they're pretty short.
Yeah.
They're so cute. I really do like them. I like them way better than Joanne Flukes, which, by the way, like, and I know we really should get into a reading sprint here, but so if y'all follow my channel, and I will be coming back at some point to make material, make content. But a couple months ago, I did a rapid review or rapid rant of the first 3 books of that series. And to this day, I am still getting comments on that. And they crack me up.
Really?
Because there are people, because there's 2 camps. There's, yes, I agree with you, Dani, they're not that great. Or stop talking about my favorite book series. I had someone left me a message, said, have you ever read a cozy mystery?
Mm-hmm.
And I just responded, and I everyone's opinion is valid.
Mm-hmm.
I literally say in my review, people love these books.
Mm-hmm.
I also say I don't know why they love these books, but I get it. Like, you are entitled to your opinion, and that's the whole reason these books are super popular. Like, super popular.
Yeah, I knew what's coming next month or something. I mean,
yeah, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Good for you. Good for them. But I just thought it was funny. Have you ever read a cozy mystery? Like, that was the comment. So I commented back and been like, yes, I have. My problem is not that this isn't a cozy mystery. Like, it definitely is a cozy mystery. My problem is it's so redundant in the writing style. And I feel like I made that quite clear. Like,
I think you
I
did.
don't have a problem with the characters. I don't have a problem with the mystery itself. I have a problem with the fact that the author literally uses the same verbiage to open every single book.
Yeah, and aside
I woke
from
up. Yeah.
my characters are all described the same. It's the same events, the same kind of thing. It's the same. It's the same.
It's literally, I woke up, I've moved my cat off of my pillow. I went and made a scalding cup of coffee. It's literally this scalding. She uses the same words. That's my problem with it. Not that it's a bad book in general. I mean, it's a cozy mystery. They're mediocre at best. That's what cozy mysteries are. They're just supposed to be fun and whatever. And I've never had a problem with the actual mystery part of those books. They're fun. Especially the last one I read. I did really like that one. And that one did not open with,
right.
I woke up, my cat, this, and y'all know I'm not a big cat person to begin with, but like, this is just getting ridiculous. Like, I don't need to hear about your cat warming your pillow or this or that in every single instance. Every once in a while, fine. That's awesome that you love your cat. And I like that you can tell who your cat likes, because I'm sure that'll come up at some point. Like, if a cat doesn't like somebody, then oh, something's up with that person. Because that's what cozy mysteries are. You have these little things that like make you figure things out. But when you use the same exact verbiage for me, it's a no-go. And I'm like pissed. It's so aggravating to me, because as a writer who's writing all these books, you need to have some kind of variety. You cannot do that. That's just stupid. Anyway. Oh, yeah. You're right, Sarah. Sarah and I are reading The Stranger.
That's right, yeah. I don't think Campbell wrote anything that's considered long. I mean, everything is pretty short. That's at least so yeah, good call. Smarty Sarah.
And I'm already almost halfway through that. But it's not September. It's August. So I'll be ahead of the game. Yes, it does. It eats into all of the time. Like, and my son has a really good habit of only being cranky when I'm really trying to do something, like eating, going to the bathroom, showering. Anytime I really need to do something, he like all of a sudden becomes a complete turd. And then other times he's like a little angel. And the thing with babies is they are so damn cute. They're so cute. And you just can't be mad at them, But man, he really.
Yeah, one of my friends who has multiple kids said they make him cute so you don't kill him in their sleep.
It's gotta be it. It's gotta be it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And he's just started to like have the smiles and the chuckles, and I had to take my stepdaughter to the bank the other day, and so we were all kind of hanging out in the car. He really doesn't like sitting in the car. And so I was sitting in the front seat, and all of a sudden I could hear like that he needed a new diaper.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, are you serious? And I wasn't going to make him sit in that, you know. And I always bring a diaper bag that has stuff in it or whatever. So I changed his diaper, and I put him back in his car seat. And he just like looks at me, and he just starts like big open mouth laugh, like smiling, you know, like that kind of smile. And, you know, they don't have any teeth, so it's super cute. And as I'm like getting up to get out of the back of the car, all of a sudden he's like realizes that I'm like leaving, and his little lip comes up, and I'm like, oh, you are so cute. I can't even take it. Oh, he's so cute. Let's see here. Allie has some recommendations for everyone. We have The Waiting Years. Your House is on Fire. It is. That doesn't sound good. Your children.
I'm going to try and take a snapshot of this.
Children all gone. I feel like I've heard that one before. The Lonely Londoners, Samson, Ghost Wall. Did you get a picture of that?
I did, yeah.
Okay, here's the next one.
Oh yeah, Julie Otsuka. I forgot about her.
Oh. These all sound like really good titles.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Thanks, Allie.
Here we go, another one. Most books by John Wyndham, short but great. Nice.
Awesome. Mm.
So, again, we haven't done a sprint in a while, but since we're still talking in the comments, I guess we're on target here with our reading sprints. Allie. So, Sarah and I are reading this. We just started it. I'm listening to it on audio. I think she's reading it via ebook, maybe physical, I'm not sure. But I'm still in part 1 in the 6th chapter, which is the final chapter of that. And it's very reminiscent of Kafka for me, like a lot. So it is very much reminding me of The Trial, but then it's also very reminiscent of Dostoevsky's Crime and Punishment. I'm really getting like Raskolnikov vibes from the main character. So right now I'm thinking that what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to finish listening to the full book with Sarah, and then possibly with Sarah as well because she's awesome, but we might just redo it again. I might try to find an ebook version on Kindle and re-listen to it while actually reading it because I feel like I'm missing a few key elements. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the main character is just like super apathetic and like it's weird. Like just it's so weird how he like is seeing the world and the things that are happening. And his roommate situation is so messed up. But anywho, yeah, like Sarah said, she's reading it slowly. I'm like, I definitely think I have to reread it. So, yeah. Yeah, Andy, you and Laura both. Oh, bye, Sarah.
Oh, good night, Sarah. Nice to see you.
Yeah. Oh, Shirley Jackson has some good writing. I remember reading The Lottery in like 8th grade and being like, yeah, mm-hmm. being pretty much like horrified for the rest of that. Like, what else is he going to make us read?
Right.
Yeah, Kafka is very good.
I've never read Kafka. Never had to. It was never in a class, and I was like, I'm not going to voluntarily read this. I'm reading too much as it is. Like 3 English classes at a time. I can't read anything I don't have to read. So it was like, man, whatever. Still unread.
You know, the only Kafka that I've read is The Trial. and the trial, it's so ambiguous. Like the whole, like you just don't understand or know what's going on. And that's the whole point. But I recently read a comic book or a graphic novel. I'm gonna have to look it up because it's through Hoopla, so I'm gonna have to see what I borrowed because I can't remember what it's called. But it's supposed to be like it's a nod to Kafka, and it is. It's super ambiguous, and you're like, what is happening here? Like, why? And it is. It's like exactly like how the trial was, and that's what makes it so good. And you know me, I hate ambiguity. Like, no, I want to know what's happening, who did it, who's getting, you know, who's in trouble. No, this is like you have no idea, like what is happening, and that is what makes it so good, because the point of it is the absurdity of it, because it's based in and around World War II, and a lot of stupidity that was happening with like the Jews and the German occupation, and just people trying to live their lives, but everyone kind of after one another. So good. I really enjoyed it. It was very good. Let's see here.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I own it, but I haven't brought myself to read it yet because I have heard that you really have to like focus.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really not in a place in my life right now that focus is a word that I use often. Oh, I'll have to look into that. Very cool. Okay, so we've hit the end of our comments. So I think we really, since we're here to read, we should probably read.
Yes.
So let's do a reading sprint, and when we come back, we can decide how much longer we want to do that. I know we only had 2 sprints, but hey, we have had worse nights.
We have.
Let's all remember that. So it is 57. Oh, now it's 58. So we'll pretend it's the whole hour. So we'll come back at 25.
Awesome.
I am 33% into our August read.
Nice.
It's okay.
Mhm.
It's reminding me of how I felt when I read Gift from the Sea.
Mm.
Like, I feel like if I were to read that book now, I would appreciate it more than I did 3-4 years ago when I read it.
Mhm.
3 years, because I've been on Bookshelf for 3 years. This one, I feel like it's good, right? I mean, it's a good story and everything, but like, I'm just kind of like meh about it.
Well, you know this was written in like 71 or 72, right? It's not a new book. Does that help?
I don't think it's age. I mean, I don't think there's a feeling of age to it.
Okay, because I know you didn't know how old the other one was. I thought
Right.
this one was old too, so I'm just telling you so you know. Just in
Oh,
case.
no. I feel like this feels timeless. Like that it could have happened anytime.
Mhm.
It could be because the narrator is giving the granddaughter's voice like a really like annoying kid voice. That could be it.
Yeah, yeah, that would do it.
Yeah. Hi. Dwight just like very cautiously stalked in here. What's up, honey? What's up? Hi. Did you start it?
Yeah, I'm on page 54. So like
Which chapter section is that?
I'm about to start the cat.
Oh yeah, I just finished the cat.
Okay. So yeah, I'm there. And then I had this random memory of when I was a kid with my grandmother, so it like stopped and wrote everything down. Um, I'm really liking this because this is like very much chunks of my childhood. Our like house and my grandmother and I like foraging out in the forest and building little lands and my grandmother did a lot of like flower arranging. She was in lots of clubs and groups. She was a big like group creative person. We have like her paintings and drawings and stuff, and so we would do stuff together and make projects out of like acorns and make like tables for squirrels, and we'd go mushroom foraging and like it feels like my childhood very much. So
Yeah.
I'm really liking it. But
Yeah, I honestly think it's the narration because she's like making this little girl sound really pathetic, and I
yeah,
don't like it because I don't feel like that's what I'm meant to hear.
yeah. And she is a little kid who's like bossy, but that's how little kids are a lot of the time. They get really bossy and want their way, and
Right.
sometimes
Yeah,
I'm
it's like showing. Well, in the very first section when she says something about, she asks a really like a question that if you had any tact, you wouldn't ask that.
Mhm.
But that's the whole point because she's a kid and kids don't have filters. So
Mhm.
she's a very authentic character, or you know, in the book. But I really think it's the narration because it's really like nails on a chalkboard for me.
Yeah, yeah,
And like
that's
he's not that bad. Like
mhm.
I can hear the words you're saying, but you're giving her an edge, and I don't like it.
Mhm.
So it could be that. Looks like Andy says so far her favorite chapter is The Neighbor. Oh, I am definitely not there yet. A couple more chapters before that. Took me down memory lane with my
Oh,
Aw. Very nice.
well,
Yeah. I'm sure at some point one of these is gonna hit me too. I think that's kind of a little bit of the point too for a lot of readers is somewhere you're gonna have that memory. So
mhm.
it'll be fun when we get to our live discussion to hear, maybe that'll be one of our discussion questions. So word to the wise.
Mhm.
Think about if any of these remind you of a memory with your grandmother, and then we'll share those.
Yeah.
I love discussion if you feel comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
On page. Yeah. Okay, so you're listening as well. Yeah, I don't. It's like it's really annoying me because I don't think it's necessary.
Yeah.
It's so bad. Like it's really pissing me off because the little girl sounds like she's intuitive, especially because she's learning so much from her grandmother. So it's really annoying me that the narrator's kind of making her sound. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just me. And Andy. Must be a Wisconsin thing. I know. I keep thinking, Andy, and you mentioned it, Laura, about meeting up to pass that book along. We got to do a Wisconsin meetup. I know they did one with some other booktubers earlier this summer or last summer. I don't even remember when. But I feel like we need to do it again with other people.
Yeah, that would be fun.
So
fun. When I was really active on Litzy, we did do a Wisconsin meetup on Litzy, and that was really fun. We met in Madison, and everyone brought books they didn't want, so we had everyone could just take whatever they wanted, you know. But that was really nice. I should probably log on to Litzy and see if they're all still there. I'm sure they are.
Yeah,
it was fun.
Yeah, I think that would be fun. That would be very fun.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's about 10:30. We've been on here for 2.5 hours. We did a lot of chatting, but we did wrap it back around to books. Just wanted to make sure everyone was aware that we weren't just talking about TV shows. We did talk about books as well.
And Andy, if you're going to Samantha Irby, I would start with her first book, which is called Meaty. I think the cover has a picture of a chicken on it. Maybe. Or no, wait. They redid the covers. Oh, it's a hedgehog. I would start there.
Okay.
Yeah. Just as an FYI.
But I might call it because I'm starting to get tired and I have to ramp up for this next feeding. My boy. So I should probably rest in between. I'm like, every night, I'm like, is this going to be the night where he sleeps longer? It's not.
Yeah.
It's not. And the funny thing is when I wake myself up, because I just let him wake me up. I don't set an alarm or anything. I just let him wake me up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always like, oh, I think he slept longer. And then when I wake up in the morning, which, I mean, let's face it, I'm not getting more than 2.5 hours of sleep since he's been born. But I think to myself, wait a minute, that was not longer. I'm always like, oh, he had a good stretch. And then I'm like, since when is 2 hours a good stretch?
No.
I'm confusing myself thinking he went down at 8 and is up again at midnight. And it's like, no. He didn't go to bed really until 10.
Mm-hmm.
You started it at 8. He didn't finally go down until 10. That's still only 2 hours. Mm-hmm. I know I get all crazy. All for a meetup to not do yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I didn't go to that one because I had my daughter and I just wasn't up for travel at that time. I think at the time she was only 4 months old. I was either just having surgery with her or she was gonna be having surgery. It was an awkward time, so I did not end up going to that. But it looked like fun. Yeah, I think if we were to do one, we would probably do it somewhere that was sitting.
Yeah,
not a walking event.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'd want to chat with people and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. But it's all hypothetical at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta figure it all out. But yeah, I think I'm trying to remember if there was anything else that I wanted to mention on this one. Yeah, Allie. Hey, I guarantee you, one of us, will have a room for you to stay in,
Mm-hmm.
regardless, because we would love to have you here.
Yeah.
Yeah. A random thought popped up in my head today, and my husband would probably laugh at me for this. But I was like, gosh, if anything ever happened to my husband, I would not. There's no finding someone else. And then I was like, unless they had a British accent, and then maybe I'd think about it, because I'd be like, and this goes back to Gordon Ramsay, because he always, like, I don't know if it's a British thing, but like saying "my darling," like
Mm-hmm.
when you're talking to someone, like, "Thank you, my darling." He says that a lot, like, "Thank you, my darling," or he uses the word "darling" a lot, and I was like, I don't think I could get into another relationship, because let's just be frank, I'm not interested. Like, I'm over it. It's a lot of work. Dating is a lot of work. I'm good. But I'm like, but to have somebody call me my darling all the time in a British accent,
Mm-hmm.
I think I could live with that.
Mm-hmm. Big thing for me too was darling in a British accent. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Coffee shop
Yeah.
and bookstore. Absolutely. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You bring your tent. I have a tent. You can stay in my tent. Oh, okay. That's a sign. Gotta go. Okay. Well, you let us know when you're coming, Allie, and we'll get a room ready.
Mm-hmm. And thanks for watching, everybody, and hanging with us this long tonight.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. It was a good one. I had fun. It was
Mm-hmm.
like nice that things figured itself out over here, and it was nice to be able to chat. I'm sorry we didn't do as much reading as we could, but the chatting part's always fun for me, especially because I don't have adult conversation anymore, really.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and it was better connection for you guys with me standing in the corner of my room like this. It was better.
Yeah. I
Because
think
it
so.
cut off just as much, if not more, for me sitting here.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't notice at all.
Yeah. Like it happened 2 or 3 times since we've been talking this last chunk.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't noticed at all.
So that's okay. If it's only bad for me, that's fine. I will try and find a better situation. So it's not like sitting in a rolling office chair pressed against bookshelves. But yeah.
Yeah, I didn't notice at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a word here or there, is it what Allie said.
Okay.
So,
all right. I'll try and make this look less junky and
I don't think it was janky.
it's bad. Like this is bad. This
Why?
drawer 3 years ago, that drawer right here,
Oh,
the bottom fell out and I can't pull it, or the one underneath it to like
I think you're the only one that noticed until now when you've said something, because I didn't even notice.
I'm trying to lock it. It's
You're
terrible.
being silly.
All my winter clothes are ready to go upstairs. Like I gotta get those downstairs. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Everyone, we will see you in our next live, which will be the last Tuesday of the month, which is the 29th.
3 weeks.
That'll be, yep. I know it's a long month this month.
Yeah.
That'll be for the live discussion of this book, the summer book. So yeah, that's when you'll see us next. And then after that, I'll be new products and more reading sprints. So have a good rest of your month. If you have anything you'd like to discuss in the Boxer group, if you're in that, I'm looking forward to that. Otherwise, have a good night, afternoon, morning, wherever you may be. And we'll catch you next time.
Yep. Bye, everyone.
Bye.